Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our April Fireside Chat Career Series as a speaker series. Tonight, I am so honored to have somebody that I personally know, and I had the honor to actually work with him for a long time. So this is a very special one for me. I'll be introducing our guest speaker in 1 second, but before we do that, we like to once again welcome you and to let you know that our director, Kimberly Brockgreen Khan, sends her regards. She is attending a conference, community college conference in Louisville, Kentucky, and just so you know, she's there because the college has been nominated together with Apple for an award for their corporate partnership. So we'll see how what comes out with that. But that's pretty good. And again, as you know, Apple is one of the partners here at the Ignite Hub, and we use their curriculum to teach all the Montgomery Can Code initiatives and programs. So we'll see how that goes. But with that said, I would like to introduce our guest speaker tonight. And we have the pleasure and the honor to have Mr. Javon Inman here tonight. And Javon Inman serves as the IT support specialist in the Office of Information Technology at Montgomery College on the Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus, boasting a 24-year tenure with the institution. Wow. Throughout his career, he has effectively applied project management skills to lead expansive administrative and instructional technology projects across the college. I can attest to that. In addition to conducting training workshops, Javon has been instrumental in providing on-site and virtual support for hardware, software, and network issues. Javon holds a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration with a focus on human resources and a Master's of Education in Instructional Technology. And grateful for his contributions to MC, he finds the greatest reward in his passion for advancing the college's mission for student success. Javon's commitment extends beyond his primary role as evidenced by his active involvement in various committees, including the Strategic Plan Advisory Refresh Committee, the Presidential Transition Advisory Committee, the Professional Development Leave Committee, MC Governance, and his role as an Office of Equity and Inclusion trainer. When not immersed in the world of IT or engaged in training faculty or staff, Javon enjoys a diverse range of interests. From cooking and reading to working out and writing songs, he additionally finds joy in travel, spending quality time with his family, and waits on pins and needles for Google to release a time machine. So let's welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Javon Inman. Thank you so much.
Testing. Thank you all so much. And thank you, Eduardo, for that introduction. I want to first thank you all for coming on this evening. And I'm honored. I definitely have to say thank you to you, Eduardo, and to Kimberly for extending the invitation. Um, and I'm excited, a little nervous because I'm normally behind the scenes kind of guy and supporting different initiatives, but I'm definitely excited about this evening. I want to thank all of you for coming, especially my wife for attending on this evening. And of course, the folks who are online right now, thank you so much. Um, I have to be honest, when she first asked me what my title was going to be for my presentation, I was sharing it with a colleague probably about 3, 4 weeks ago. And I said, oh man, let me think about this. She said, of course, get back to me. So I went home, I prayed, I thought about it, and then it just came to me when I went to my office the following day. Unlocking the potential of IT, serving for student success, because that's my heart. Um, and I did not want this to be another tech talk, TED talk that just gives you a whole bunch of tech jargon. It's just not who I am. So unlocking the potential of IT, serving for student success is what we'll be speaking about this evening. Um, Eduardo, could you advance to the second slide, please? So this is the overview for this evening. I'm going to share a little bit about me. I'm going to give you an introduction to my first experience with technology, my educational journey, the professional journey, my role as an IT support specialist, my serving through committees, the exciting things about my career, the challenges about my career, Then we're going to talk about the salaries, my why, a little bit of career advice, and then a little section there for Q&A. If you could advance to the next one, please. And please raise your hand if you think I'm going too fast, because sometimes I can speed talk these things. But this is a little bit about me. I was born in Canton, Ohio, home of the National Football Hall of Fame. My family and I, we used to live literally right beside the Football Hall of Fame, but they tore our house down to build this park that led to a little tiny road that led to the Football Hall of Fame opening. Um, and I'm okay with that because we ended up in Gaithersburg, where I grew up. I've been married for 23 years. This coming August, it'll be 24 years. And I have two amazing sons. My oldest, he is in his second year at Berklee College of Music in Boston, Massachusetts. Full academic scholarship. We are so happy about that. My second, my youngest, he will be attending Hampton University in the fall. We will be empty nesters. I'm looking forward to it, sort of, kind of.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just, children are a presence in your home. They're a presence. And so when they're not going to be there, I'm definitely going to, be thinking about them quite often. So moving on, the fun stuff. Does anybody in here know what an ornithophile is? No?
Bird watcher. Related to birds?
Yes, absolutely. So I call myself an ornithophile. I love birds. I have a bird feeder, two of them in my backyard, and I spend quite a bit of money on bird feed that my wife is not happy about, but I love birds. And those are just a few of my favorite: the Carolina wren, the northern cardinal, tufted titmouse. And as you've heard Eduardo share, I enjoy reading, working out, traveling, songwriting. I love reading. My favorite author is Nicholas Sparks. He is the gentleman who wrote the 1996 The Notebook, which turned into the 2004 movie. One of my favorites. I know I'm a romance kind of sap when it comes to those to those books. And I'm passionate about digital learning and student success. I'm a coffee connoisseur. I love coffee. And then the paper stuff. After high school, I attended Computer Learning Center in Alexandria, Virginia, and I attained a computerized business systems and network administration certificate. Then from there, I went to Washington Adventist University and I acquired a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration with a concentration in HR. And then I received my master's in instructional technology from UMGC, and then, of course, graduated from the 2011 class of Leadership Development Institute here at the college. Some of my specialties, of course, desktop support, as well as strategic planning, training, project management, and my core values: authenticity, integrity, resilience, collaboration. I enjoy having fun, inclusivity, and celebrating differences. You could advance, please. So this is my first introduction to technology. The first time it was in the 80s, I was at my grandmother's house and it was playing Pac-Man and Tetris on Atari 2600. Thereafter, I'm certain many of us had the overhead projectors in our classrooms as a kid. I know I'm dating myself. And then this last book here. So when I was probably maybe about 11 or 12, my mother came home from work and she handed me this big red book. And on the front of it, it said COBOL programming. She walks through the door and she says, "Here, Vonnie," and you all know my nickname now. She says, "Here, Vonnie, I want you to learn this. You're going to be able to write your own ticket." And I had no idea what COBOL programming was. So I'm just reading it. And I think it was probably when I enrolled in Montgomery College, I declared my major into computer science for just a short stint because it was just too much programming in that. So that was my first introduction into technology. If you can scroll on past, please. Oh, yes, absolutely. Go back. The Atari. So that was 1980. I want to say 86, 87. Yeah, sometime around there. Um, yeah, and right after the Atari, I want to say maybe middle school, it was the Nintendo 64. And my wife got me the Nintendo 64 with Super Mario Brothers and Tetris, all the best games. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know the Xbox and all that stuff is cool, but there's nothing like that nostalgia there. Um, could you advance, please? Thank you. So I've already shared pretty much about the top half of my educational journey, but it is here where I want to talk about from the year 2000. I want to say that I'm really a forever student. I want to make certain that I share that. From the year, well, yes, in the year 2000, I just think from the year 2000, I just engulfed myself in learning. I attended Learning Tree. A number of the courses were online. Some of them were in person. Um, I just felt that, like I said earlier, I love to learn. Anything that I can expand my learning on and my education, I want to be involved in it. And the blessing is, and I'll share more about this in a little bit. But Montgomery College paid for everything. So my undergrad, bachelor's, all of these courses here, even my master's. So I'm grateful for MC. Um, so right now, you see there's a number 8 there. I've really been toying around with getting my doctorate. We'll see. We'll see. The jury's still out about that, only because, but like I said, as I've already shared, I love learning. I love writing, all of that. I enjoy learning from professors, but I also enjoy sleep. And it's a lot of writing. It's a lot of writing. And a lot of talking. Yes, yes. So we'll see. We'll see. Um, we are now, this is the educational journey. Okay, yeah. So we can go to number 6. So here's my professional journey. As Eduardo shared, next month it'll be 24 years that I've been here with the college. My IT career spans 28 years in total. My first job after graduating from Computer Learning Center was for General Services Administration in Washington, D.C. as an information systems specialist. I maintained a Data General MV9500 mainframe computer. I also installed systems, performed system upgrades. I ran financial programs for the members, created training manuals, as well as the GSA Federal Credit Union newsletter, and provided desktop support to all of the branch locations. Next, I worked as an IT specialist at Manicare Health Services, but then I was promoted to a senior IT specialist responsible for training the new hires and the tech, delivering support to over 30,000 users at our local sites. And then Manicare's office, after I was there for a couple of years, they moved to Toledo, Ohio. And I was offered a position there in Toledo, but I was not wanting to leave Gaithersburg. Uh, loved home. So then I was hired by a company in Rockville, a contracting company, CNSI. And they brought me on for this project at this little institution called Montgomery College. And we were doing this little project called the Y2K project when the world was coming to an end. And we were there and we worked through Y2K, and I woke up the next day and I still had all my student loans. So, nothing really happened. But what I appreciated about um, the college was the culture. I loved Dr. Nunley, former president. She was amazing. The people, the diversity, I just absolutely loved it. And so, May 2000, I was hired full time. And like I said, next month it'll be 24 years. Um, so it's been pretty awesome so far. No complaints there. Could you advance, please? So this is the role, my particular role here in IT support specialist. I'm grateful for this track, this career that I've definitely been blessed with. So my position involves providing comprehensive technical support to college staff, faculty, and students across the college and in all departments, including computing labs, classrooms, learning centers, and conference rooms. My responsibilities entail offering audio-visual technology support for events, managing IT service desk work orders, providing advanced support both in person and remotely, conducting research for projects, training new hires, documentation, and staying updated with technical knowledge. Additionally, the role involves leading some projects, conducting training, and working with the stakeholders and partnering with them. Um, I wanted to make certain that I showed on this diagram here on this slide the key work responsibilities. So I serve as a subject matter expert on various technical issues. We collaborate with faculty, staff, and college stakeholders on training and providing comprehensive desktop support. Of course, responding to service desk work orders and conducting research to provide analysis for IT projects. And then you'll see down there at the very bottom where it says other duties, initiatives, and committees that I'll share about in a second. You can advance on through. And so the exciting, was that the next slide, Eduardo? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So, one thing about me is I am someone who, if you want to get my juices flowing, put me on a committee. Put me on a committee because for me, I want to make certain that all of my gifts are being used. And my gifts of marketing and um, strategic planning and all of these committees here allowed me to exercise some of that in some shape or form. And it's something about serving that just it really gives me joy. And I love this quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. that says, everybody can be great because anybody can serve. So that really, really hits home with me. We can go ahead and advance to the next one, please. So the exciting things about my job, and I want to definitely say this is probably in the order of it. The first thing is technology. You've heard me say it. Well, you'll hear me say this now. I believe technology is a superpower. I really believe that amazing things happen with technology. It's fun, it boosts collaboration, it's innovative, and it makes me look really, really cool when I leave someone's office after fixing their problem. The second thing is problem solving. I enjoy fixing problems with technology, assessing the problem, conducting research, testing out possible solutions, then applying the fix. And again, that makes the user happy. But these last three are definitely my favorite. The people, I'm a people person. I love people. I thrive off of the relationships and learning. I love building relationships and partnering with individuals for any kind of task. I thrive off of that. The students, as Whitney Houston said, I believe the children are the future. I absolutely do. I have a huge heart for students and pushing for student success, and especially those who have been historically marginalized and underrepresented. Huge heart for that. And then lastly, the impact, making a positive impact in whatever space that I find myself is what I strive for. It doesn't matter if it's for one person or for 200 people. I enjoy making a positive impact. And you'll see there's an asterisk beside the people. So I'll talk about that one in a second. Go ahead and advance to the next one, please. So let me start at the bottom. So the people are also challenges. Because we work at Montgomery College, there's this organization, I want to say maybe 4,000 people roughly. And you have a lot of different personalities. And I'm a morning person. My wife is an evening person. You know, I'm the kind of person who you're you're going to get the glass half full. I'm going to do my best to make you laugh. I'm going to do my best to be able to see you greater than you see yourself, but not everybody's there. And so you have conflicting personalities with team members, and some people, they just want to come here, get the job done and leave. And, you know, I'm really invested in the mission of the college. That's just who I am. So people can be a challenge at times. Um, I want to talk about, and I'm grateful we've just hired a new CIO, and she's great, and I'm excited for her to hear about this. The challenge is testing. We are blessed at the college to have a number of great technologies and departments, faculty, staff with great vision and students who want to, conquer the world through technology and with technology. But a lot of times the testing is not done as thorough as it needs to be done because we have a huge reputation and it's gotten better. It's gotten better with rolling out things before testing. There's just been a number of times, like I could just name them off the top of my head, but I'm not because I want to keep my job tomorrow. But there's just been a number of things that have rolled out where we have to now play cleanup and put band-aids on things after, excuse me, after not having tested it out. So that's a pretty big problem. And then communication. I believe that communication will be a challenge until the end of time for all organizations. I am an over communicator. I try my best to over communicate in everything. But there are times when the communication gaps are there, and everyone's expectations and needs for communication are different. I just prefer to know as much as I can about whatever we're working on. Could you go to the next one, please? So here, I wanted to show you all the money and the salaries for someone an IT support specialist. So according to May 2023 to October 2023, data from LinkedIn, Higher Ed's, Career Builder, MC, and a few other online sources state that the salary range for an IT support specialist is 70 to 151,000 per year. And I wanted to get a fresh update for tonight's presentation. And I went to salary.com and the salary was 136,000 per year. That was taken what just maybe about a week or so ago. But it always depends on your education, the city where you live, the certifications, and the number of years that you have in that profession. And what I want to do is, so if you see, let's take the first one, for example. So IT support specialist. And there at Penn State, you're going to get, they were posting about 70,000. So if I move on to Department of Treasury, they're offering the same position, IT specialist customer support, for 150,000. If I go down just a little bit more to maybe one of the private companies, Frontier, for junior IT specialist, 96,000. If I go down to the FBI, same position at 109,000. Skipping on down to the Montgomery County Police Department, 108,000. So again, it all depends on your education, your salary, um, and how many years you've been doing that particular work. Any questions so far before moving on?
Can I make a comment?
Yes.
My understanding is that depends on the job description as well.
Yes.
For example, IT specialist at a federal agency may have more responsibilities.
Yep.
Could be managing as well something, but at a small company that may not be the case at all.
Of course. Absolutely.
So that's why you see that wide range.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And 1000% agree with that. It just all depends on, what your job is going to be entailing. Like I know, for instance, the FBI position, you had to have a number of years doing something with military and I mean, everything was really, really different. So, but yeah, so that's why the big range is there. Yep, absolutely. Could you advance to the next one, please? So here, I want to spend just a few moments here, and I want to ask you, what is your why? And this question, of course, we want to pose it online. What is your why? And I'll give you a few minutes to think about it. Everyone measures and has their own definition of success. And I do believe that it evolves over time. And if I can just add one element to your definition, knowing your why is the secret to your success. For some, it may be making that 150,000 or 136,000. For me, yeah, it started out with money a little bit here and there. But my definition of success really, really hit home when I was able to attain my master's and show my sons that. Like that means something to me. I'm the first in my bloodline to achieve a master's, and that's pretty special for me. So everyone is different. Knowing your why is important. And I'll share a quick story about money. It was spring of 2019. I was, excuse me, I went to a meeting with one of our former IT directors, no longer here, so I can speak candid about this. Um, there was a position that he was considering me for, and he asked me, so why do you want this position? I said, well, I'm really excited about, what technology is going to be able to offer these students in this role. And he said, BS. Now, I don't cuss, but he said the word right there in his office. And I was really taken aback by that. I said, excuse me. He said, that's BS. He said, it's about the money. I said, no, 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 no. That's not even my character. I'm really excited because I know firsthand what technology can do for students. So he's no longer here. Probably shouldn't be cheering, but as I was in his office, I was thinking about this could potentially be your supervisor. This could potentially be somebody that you would align with. And I would have learned nothing from him. I would not have been inspired by him. Um, Again, everyone's definition of success is different. Some people are, they are money focused and, that's who you are and that's okay. That's just not who I am. It's just not. Um, so anyway, so your why it motivates you. Your why keeps you focused and enables you to live your life with passion, is yours alone, and helps you attract more into your life. I have found that the best path to fulfillment is in the relentless pursuit of our purpose and making sure that we connect it to our life's work. In this way, our progression is felt in the achievement of purpose and alignment that makes job title, team size, office size, etc., pale in comparison to how our professional role positions us to achieve our most important goal, which is our why. Could you advance to the next one, please?
Yes, sir.
So, this is my why. And Pablo Picasso says, the meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. And here's my why: to make an impact, serving on committees, initiatives with student success as the goal, building a positive team culture, promoting diversity and inclusion. Number two, highlighting the limitless possibilities of technology, sharing my story and my expertise, increasing partnerships with students. Number three, collaboration, aligning existing efforts, implementing new solutions and new strategies and approaches and collaboration. I have a t-shirt that says competition and it's X'd out, and then underneath it says collaboration. I love collaboration. Um, Number four, inspire, celebrating all successes, including the little steps towards progress, building authentic relationships on trust, mutual respect, and the general well being of others, and leading with empathy. There's something that I say when I'm going through a difficult season or a difficult time. I tell someone, get in the boat with me. Yeah, I want the problem solutions. I want you to speak life and all of that. But initially, just get in the boat with me, empathize with me. And then go ahead and skip to the next one. And this is my fifth one: to be a great father and a husband. That is my why. I say it all the time. My sons are my greatest accomplishment, and having the most incredible wife as well. I'm so, so very blessed. I am. Could you skip to the next one, please? So,
I'm sorry.
oh, that's okay. So let me ask you, anyone in the room, what is your why? Anyone want to share? What is your why? What keeps you motivated? What makes the Monday morning commute not that bad? And as well as online. Anyone want to share their why?
I'll do it. So thank you for sharing that, Javon. Like I said at the beginning, I had the pleasure of working with you before, and we work in the same team. We did the same kind of work, and I completely understand what you're saying. I mean, yeah, I understand the money, and I've always tell people that wants to come into this career, I tell them that they should consider money. It should be one of the top three, but it should never be the number one.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say that. And I think that my why is fulfillment. And with that, let me explain that. I think that it's just by at the end of the day that my efforts have bear some fruit that I can see. And I think that unfortunately, when we were working together, there was many times that I felt that I was doing things just for doing things, and that wasn't fulfilling me. The reason that I'm here, it's because what I'm doing here is not me maybe as technical as what I used to do with you guys before, but now I get to share, like you mentioned in the other slide, I get to share my experience, I get
Mm-hmm.
to share my knowledge with the people that is trying to come into the field. And I think that that to me is really important.
Yes.
So that is my why. This is why I'm here. This is why I came here, even though it was not a promotion for me to be here. But it's it's my focus now.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that. Um, my wife works for an amazing organization. They help her organization, College Tracks, helps first gen students matriculate through college on their educational journey and through, their future careers. And man, being able to go to sleep at night knowing that you've made a difference or an impact like that, there's no amount of money that, I mean, you're helping somebody's life change and preparing them and their families for, a family sustaining wage and just helping them. Like that's what does it for me. It really does. Um, can you go back to the slide that showed Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? I wanted to say this really quickly. And I touched on it a little bit. So all of these, let me say this. I'm grateful for my role as an IT support specialist. Many doors have opened, absolutely. But it was during these committees where I got to exercise I want to say most of the gifts that I have. Because when you are doing IT support specialist, you are doing that particular work, you are doing that lane, and it's great, the projects, all of that. But man, being able to serve and having all of these amazing gifts and talents that you have come out through these committees, that's what really, like I said earlier, gets my juices flowing. It really, really does. All right, let's skip ahead. Let's skip ahead before I get too excited. And anyone else want to share what their why is? Anyone else? Yes, sir.
I actually think your why changes over time, right?
Yes.
And so I think initially my why was to share and to contribute, right? But now that I'm retired, it's more about giving back. Right. So those are the different things as they go through.
I love that. I love that. Giving back. Absolutely. Anyone else want to share their why this evening? Yes.
At the beginning, I'm pretty new in technology, I want to say. I have a major in human resources. I get too related with you because I'm a people person. Like I love people, love to inspire everybody, support, inclusion, and all that. So I was introduced to computer a year ago. I took a boot camp. It was very challenging because it's completely different from what I'm used to, which I love it. And then suddenly, little by little, I got more invested. And then I noticed a difference between me and the rest. My whole boot camp of almost 300 students, there were only a couple Latina ladies. I'm Latina. And there were only few Latinos. I want to say few because I just saw a couple names. Then little by little, I got more invested, investigating, going to different seminars, stuff like that. And not only I was almost the only woman, but Latina. And I start asking myself, what is going on with my Latino population or community? What is everybody? What happened to my ladies? Not so many ladies. And I said, and it's so important for me to have my Latino community, especially, and women to be into this sector. And every time I want to go and learn something new, which is a challenge, I'm like, I really like it. I am enjoying it. It's something new, but I also can contribute somehow, with my Latino community, especially with women. If I can inspire them to not just do a construction work, which is great. I love construction, but if they can do something else, I beg they can do something else. If I can inspire, if I can educate them, if I can show them that they can also do something else, not just doing a certain kind of jobs.
That's awesome. That is so, so awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. I could go on and on. Anyone else want to share their why before we move on? Okay, wonderful. So let's go to the next one, please. And so this is the career advice for aspiring techies. The first one is change is inevitable and constant. There's a quote that says change is inevitable, growth is optional. When we face change, we have the awesome chance to learn new things, develop new skills, and become stronger and resilient individuals. For instance, let's take the big one right now, AI. I believe that AI, even with all of the debates of security and lacking human empathy and the risk and all, it's not going anywhere. AI is going to be here. And I believe as an educational institution, I really feel that we need to figure out how to harness this beast of technology for our students. Um, Change is inevitable and constant. Be a forever student. Number two, technology that we learn today will be outdated by next month. Learn constantly, challenge yourself, and never settle. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Number three, love what you do, and the money will follow. Number four, remember the organizational mission is to serve the students and or the customer. Discover your passion and put forth the effort. I would say do some soul searching and find out what field in IT excites you. There's a plethora of professions. You can programming, IT support, web design. Come to here's a shameless plug for the Ignite Hub. Come on through here and receive your training. Absolutely. There's a plethora of classes and trainings that the Ignite Hub offers and ITI through WDCE. It'll be your best bet, I promise you. Moving on, don't forget the soft skills. In the world of IT, there's so much emphasis on the technologies that we learn and little focus on personal development and soft skills. IT is a people business, and if you don't particularly care for people, you may want to try a different profession. You need to stay sharp with time management, problem solving skills, written communication, productivity, and being a great team player. I love webinars and courses and books that really empower me and make me better. Um, Remember to make time for you because IT burnout is a real problem. Poor life work balance, persistent negative attitudes, declining mental and physical health are all signs that you need to use the leave that your organization gives you and take some time for yourself. Um, the last one, allow your why to lead you. So those are my tips for anyone interested in becoming any kind of, I would say you could take this advice and apply it to any future um, technology career. Could you go to the next one, please? And that's it. So thank you so much. I definitely want to express my thanks to Kimberly and Eduardo for this invitation to share my journey. I'm excited about the future here at the college and some new great opportunities and initiatives that I'm excited to work on. So thank you all for your time and your attention. I hope that I haven't bored anyone, but thank you again. Thank you. Any questions that you may have? Yes.
You feel comfortable talking about testing issues? I have a question for you.
Yes.
So was it like testing was not part of the project management plan for the projects? Or they knew that testing needed to be done, but somehow they were forced to kind of reduce the timeline and release it, and we'll see later, when the bugs come.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it in a nutshell. There were certain deadlines. There were certain deadlines that the college was on from some major stakeholders. But I mean, it's not just, and again, I'm thinking about a pretty big application that we have right now. But it's just been this consistent thing where we test for just a certain amount of time and we're feeling the pressure, so let's just roll it out. It continues to be a problem. I don't even know the folks in the IT testing department. I wish I had a better answer. So I'm really, really hoping with our new CIO, that they just really undergird that department, really, get some folks in there to just test out all of the applications, all the tools that we have that we push out, because a lot of times when when the applications are pushed out and they're rolled out, as I said, we have to go play cleanup aisle 5, and it's not fun. It's not fun.
It's
So
not fun, and you spend a lot more time actually.
you
And
do.
reputation as well.
Yeah.
You suffer.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's definitely a challenge.
So there is no IT like testing manager?
Not that I know of. Now, I know with certain projects that they've had, again, periods of testing, but
It depends on the project,
Mhm.
and every project will have a different person who's responsible for organizing testing and testing with the stakeholders that are involved.
Mhm.
So sometimes it's not even, it's not always in the lap of IT.
Right, yeah.
There are lots
Oh,
of
that's
hands
It's
that
in different departments.
Wow.
You know, it just, like she said, it just all depends on what the project is, the timeline. And I think, well, I know, certain applications that we have here at the college, that are in full rollout mode, certain things didn't come up until later. And they were like, oh, we didn't think about that. Oh, we should have did that. And so,
Again, not always on IT.
not always on IT. Thank you, Dr. Mayor.
Is there a project management department or a change
Yes.
management, like
Yes.
focus on changes and timelines? So that
Yes.
exists.
Yes, yes, yes. We
I
have,
feel like that would be like cultivating interdepartmental.
yes, we have a
timeline,
project management.
milestones.
department. Yep.
The challenge of so these are not unique challenges to
Right.
Montgomery
That's right.
College. Whenever you have large organizations, these are some of the challenges you come across. And
Mhm.
Javon is one of the many people that will try to, as they say, be the canary in the mine to encourage people to get things going ahead of time. So we're a big ship,
Yeah.
but we are making changes and moving in the right direction.
Perfectly said. Yes, sir.
Along that same line, are the projects predominantly homegrown or contracted out?
It depends.
Yeah, it depends. It varies. Just depends on what the need is.
Yeah, because it sounds to me you have a requirements analysis issue. So that's probably more that. So then, because right now the new registration system, it doesn't work on WDC. I can't get into it. So just to let you know, it's still on the website. I have to go-
Send our CIO an email.
Yeah, because I have to go through the old registration system to be able to register for classes. The old one, I click on it, I get an error message.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
The
there's,
old one or the new one? Let's talk after.
yeah.
I mean,
we
let's
thought-
exchange info.
Yeah, I just get an error message. But you touched on AI,
Mhm.
right? AI is a big thing, and like I said, contributing, right? So I've been trying to learn about AI myself because I'm a program manager. Right? That was my career. So going through figuring out AI and what the things are. I'm hearing diverse opinions within the educational community on whether or not they would allow AI right? There are some that are saying you have to embrace it, and there that says too hard to touch. So what's Montgomery College doing in trying to come up with some sort of governance rules on the use of AI?
None of that has come to the forefront yet,
Right here.
that we even know about. Now, we've been having a lot of conversations, many conversations and ideas, and I just had a recent conversation a couple of weeks ago. It was basically a go big, and that would fall on we've got to embrace it. We have to. Dr. Manero, you had something?
So I think Javon's spot on in terms of we're having conversations because again, it's not just an IT issue. There's instruction, there's support services, there's about students accessing information for the institution, but also maintaining the academic integrity of the institution. But we do have a data governance group. So these questions can't happen independent and in only one area. So these are conversations that have to happen throughout the institution and how we think about not so much what are we going to do with AI, but how is AI going to be used to support student and institutional success? And those are not quick conversations to have.
And AI sort of burst on the scene so quickly, and the adoption rate for AI is so fast. I don't
It's
think
going to be a
anyone.
slow burn here.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the program management profession is having a lot of issues with AI. Trying to figure out how to manage this. So.
Well, it's a pretty powerful, it's revolutionary. I mean, what you can do with AI and the tools that they have. We just had a conversation this past weekend with one of our friends who uses it for some of his meetings, and it's mind blowing. It really is. And I just feel like, man, if we can just take this and figure out a way to just scope it for MC and for the students. And so I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it. So I'm just, yes. Mrs. Inman.
I was just gonna say, yeah, AI, I think we have to figure out administratively, how do we use it, right? How do we incorporate it? But then what do you say to scholars, right? If we're really talking about student success, they're using it. It just is what it is, right? And so how do we then come to terms with that they're using it? Is it plagiarism or are they being really smart about using a resource, right? It's both and I think that's where we are. I think we just don't know yet. Colleges are trying to figure it out. How to embrace, kind of like social media. How do you get students off their phones in class and actually have them use their phones while they're in the class? I think we're there. So I think there are benefits.
I think the quote I heard I think most applicable is in the hands of a master, AI is a tool. In the hands of a beginner or intermediate, it's a master.
I like it.
So it's just where are you, and do you recognize, are you the master or are you the tool?
That's right.
Right.
Right. And for another master to recognize which one.
Right.
The person who is being master.
But that's the whole thing. AI has to be a tool to what our goals and missions and objectives are,
Right.
which is to serve the students of this county.
That's it.
Come on now.
Also,
Absolutely.
social media is a way for all of us to teach us how to use artificial intelligence so fast. You have all the answers in social media because the young generations are using it all the time. So it's easy for them to just figure it out in seconds and they're just gonna post it on Instagram. Especially I use Instagram all the time. I know how it is. Whatever I needed is there and I just read it, go put it in the artificial intelligence. I got the answer, move on, next. Yes, it's so easy.
So it's a great conversation. And actually, if I have one other shameless plug here at the Ignite Hub, we just had a really good conversation a few weeks ago during our other guest speaker series. It was actually called AI in Education, Fear of Embracing. And it was a really, really good and well received meeting because we had Dr. Paul Miller, who's from the elite unit of the college. He is the one that is right now leading the efforts in AI and how the college is, what is our posture on this. And then our two guest speakers were a professor here at the college who also works for the FDA, and somebody from the FDA, and they took like different positions. One was like from the position of the student and from the position of the teacher. I would recommend, right now that talk was recorded and is being uploaded in the Ignite Hub channel. It's available if you want to look at the replay, but it was a really good conversation. And I think that this is really, we, like Dr. Marner has said, like Javon, and like Dr. Miller, and we still don't have all solid answers yet, for this. And it's so new, but I think that there's great potential. I'm with Javon. I'm not the person that we need to run away from technology because we cannot just hide under the covers. We need to see how we're going to deal with this and how we can use it for good. So really good topic, really, really good topic.
And MIT, I was looking at some courses that I'm excited to enroll in. MIT has an online course for AI. Harvard has courses for AI, and really how, just how to get yourself indoctrinated into this piece of technology. So I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about that. Yes, sir.
So, does the college offer all the courses required for someone to become an IT support specialist?
They have a number of those courses in Gaithersburg Training Center, through WDCE and ITI. They have a number of those courses. I think they offer A plus, MC, they may offer a few MCSC courses.
Network Plus,
Network Plus, yeah. So yeah, there's a number of them there, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So currently, I'm a student for getting my associates in cybersecurity.
Awesome.
I saw that throughout your journey, you've reached your master's level and hoping to go for your doctorate.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
what's your name?
Aramik.
Airman, please don't say that. I'm thinking about it.
I also noticed that you had certifications. Now, which one would you say is preferably better in your case that you found like better result out of? Like knowing your certifications, knowing the material like that, or from what you learned in class?
From what I learned in class, definitely helped with my certs, only because they teach you how to take those tests. And especially, like, for instance, one of my certificates was ITIL. So I got that at Learning Tree. And especially if you have an amazing professor, because sometimes professors can just not be the best. But man, if you have an awesome professor to teach you that information, he'll tell you, okay, so you're going to get an answer you're going to get a question like this on the test. Make certain that you are looking at X, Y, and Z. So yeah, being in class definitely helps. But also, if you're even doing some of the work, are you interning anywhere?
So the NSA came out to do like a recruiting special with the MC.
Awesome.
I went and talked to their recruiting agents and their director of chief of recruiting. So I'm hoping to hear back a little bit more from that. And I've also applied for, I think it's Defense Intelligence Agency at Fort Meade.
Oh, sweet.
So I haven't fully gotten word back because I am still a student. And I still have to get my certifications along the way, but those are what I've aimed for so far.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you know what I would also say, I should have put that on the guiding principle. Sometimes it's all about who you know sometimes. It's all about who you know sometimes. I would suggest sending an email to our, to Nell?
Nell Feldman.
Nell.
But
Yeah.
she is our, she's our CISO.
Yeah, you just never know. We can talk, I can get you email after offline. But yeah, sometimes it's really just all about who you know. Just to get that internship, get that foot in the door. So she's great. All the folks there in cybersecurity are awesome. Andy's great. Yeah, Andy's fantastic.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I do have one, and I want to pivot a little bit here and explain conversation, but you have a breadth of experience in this field as being an IT support specialist. I would just like to kind of close by getting your opinion on what is different, maybe better, maybe worse, for doing IT support in a higher ed institution versus, I don't know, like you work for other industries before.
Yes.
So what is different? What is different? What is better what is not as nicer. So I'd just like to get your opinion because I think that one of the things that we try to promote here with the Fireside chat career series is to get the experience of the people that have been doing this for a while, like yourselves. And there's people that right now maybe they're considering being an IT support specialist, but all industries need IT support specialists.
Right.
What is great or not so great about being an IT support specialist in a higher ed institution?
And thank you for that question, Eduardo. And I kind of touched on it earlier. For me, it's about the students and where your heart is. You have people in, of course, you can go to corporate America and you can be hired as an IT support specialist, making ridiculous amounts of money if that's your focus. But for me, I'm a mission-driven kind of individual. And so knowing that I'm helping the students to make their life better, like I sleep better at night. That means something to me. It really does versus, going to an office, going to an organization and the mission is all about the bottom dollar. Because you'll have a lot of those companies where their mission is really just, what do our quarter ones look like? What do our quarter threes? That's just not me. That's not me. And I think there are many organizations out there, and even higher ed, you just got to think about who you are as an individual, because not everyone is like that. You have people who are really focused on the money piece and focused on what I can get on my job and climbing the career ladder. And that's all fine and good. I'm not, knocking anybody like that. That's just not me. So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, thank you. Dr. Shita Hernandez, which was joining us virtually. She wants to say thank you for having Javon and allowing us to hear his journey.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Hernandez. You're awesome.
So thank you so much. Thank you once again, Javon, for sharing your story, your knowledge, your journey with all of us, and what motivates you, what makes it easier for you to get out of bed every morning, at the moment to continue doing this for 24 years.
Yeah.
In today's world, people just jump from one place to another. So staying 24 years in one place, that means that you really like what you're doing and you really like the place. So I'm glad that you found your why and then you continue growing with it and rolling with it. And thank you for sharing so many things. So I would like to say also, thank you to our guests again. Thank you so much. I would like to for everybody to please take a moment to complete our survey. We always ask everybody to do so. This really help us, and be honest, what did you like, what did you didn't like, and what would you like to hear more? This really helps us, with our programming. So thank you again to Verizon for being our sponsor and allowing us to have that great dinner earlier on today. Yeah, Verizon for continuing sponsoring this series. We have one more Fireside Chat Career Series next month in May before we resume in the fall. But before we adjourn for the night, I would like to present Javon with this small token. We give it to all our guests.
Oh, yay!
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Everybody present here tonight for joining us and for Dr. Hernandez and the people who join us virtually.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Everybody will receive an email in the next 48 hours with a copy of the presentation and a link to the video will be posted to the Ignite Hub YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Eduardo,
Sir.
is this part of